Toji Fushiguro, the father of Megumi Fushiguro, was an absolute menace, and that's not an understatement either. And to explain why that's the case, we'll have to go into some mild Jujutsu Kaisen spoilers for anime-only fans for what's otherwise a very safe video. But if you want to avoid spoilers altogether, you'll want to skip ahead 30 seconds into the video starting now. On top of him being the first person to truly put the fear of God into Gojo, making him realize that he was actually someone who could be killed many years after his death, Toji Fushiguro is still someone who just the mere thought of them is enough to strike fear into the hearts of the higher-ups of the Zenin clan. And even when Gojo is fighting against Sukuna in the manga, when the battle reaches a certain point, Gojo finds himself thinking about Toji and the time where he almost killed him. He gets referred to as a literal god of death directly in the manga when the narrator calls Maki a god of death equal to Toji, but Gojo getting a flashback of Toji mid-fight with Sukuna shows that in all actuality, Toji is associated with death because of how broken he is. Now, it's safe for anime-only fans to jump back in this video. So, how strong is Toji Fushiguro exactly? Well, join me in today's Jujutsu Kaisen video where we explore that answer to the question in a manner that should leave you walking away with a better appreciation for his character, as well as a deeper level of respect for his character as well. Anyone given the nickname Sorcerer Killer, despite not having any curse energy, is a problem to deal with. Despite not having any curse energy or the ability to use Jujutsu, he more than made up for it with his elite physical strength that is among the strongest of the series. This is even more impressive when you realize that Toji is a walking middle finger to the power system of the series that we use to scale the characters. Most of the characters in the franchise, they utilize curse energy, but this dude uses no curse energy and is easily one of the strongest in the franchise. And by one of the strongest, I don't mean complimentary like, oh, he's a top 20 character. I mean, he's probably inside the top 10 in terms of power. It's not up for debate. It's just a matter of figuring out where to actually slot him, at least as of this recording. Toji was someone that it was literally stated, had he wanted to kill the Zenin clan, one of the most powerful Jujutsu families, he would have been able to kill the entire clan. They literally only existed because of a mere whim decision by him. Should he have chosen to pull up one night and start collecting bodies, Maki would not be present in the present timeline. You might ask, why would he do something in this nature, since killing your clan is obviously the ultimate sign of dishonor and disrespect? Well, like Maki, he was born without curse energy, and so he was treated differently for it, with the manga telling us that he was literally considered to be the black sheep of the clan. The mistreatment that he got to such a high degree that the man literally took up his wife's last name because he didn't want to be associated with the clan anymore, which anytime you're stated by the mangaka as being punished by your clan by getting thrown into a swarm pit of cursed spirits and you have to fight your way out, and the only time you got injured during that whole course is when you got the scar on your face, I can kind of understand why he doesn't care for the clan or Jujutsu sorcerers. However, being born without curse energy just meant that he had to find other methods to become the demon that many have called a god of war, and that's largely due to his heavenly restriction, which we're told is something on a different level than what other characters have experienced in universe that we've actually seen. Previously, there have been people who have had a heavenly restriction, which lowered their curse energy down to normal levels, but Toji's heavenly restriction literally erases it to zero, but we'll touch on that later. However, that was important to bring up now because his raw physical strength and all his stats are utterly disgusting when you look at it. We see how insane his physical stats are when he easily cuts down Gojo, the man regarded at the time and for most of the series as being the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer alive. This is in spite of Gojo possessing the 6 eyes, and this is in spite of Gojo having Limitless. On top of that, he made easy work out of Geto, another special grade sorcerer, just like Gojo, though at the time Geto was only a grade 1 Jujutsu sorcerer. But even if these two had mixed it up a year later, the results still would have been the same. Regardless as to if Geto used his strongest cursed spirits, Toji still would have mocked Geto's ability as a fighter. This is even more impressive when you realize the man was fighting someone in Geto who can use cursed spirits in battle, yet Toji is dominating the fight despite not being able to see the very spirits that are being used to attack him. He was literally operating off of his 5 senses alone and his own pure instinct. However, he's not just physical brute force, because as we see when he's setting up the chess pieces in order to kill the star plasma vessel, Toji is smart enough to use circumstances to his advantage and wear down his target strategically through a series of moves that eventually opens up the door for him to strike them down when they least expect it, which is ultimately how he killed Gojo in their first fight. A big part of the reason he was able to do this was because of his understanding of how Jujutsu sorcerers operate and the fact that due to having zero curse energy, he can't be sensed or tricked, which gives him a huge edge in battle. Even when he was in the process of being defeated by Gojo, Toji was still able to hold his own in battle, pushing Gojo to the limit for a second time, requiring Gojo to unleash Hollow Purple to take him down. The main component for his immense strength is that heavenly restriction we talked about earlier, which eliminates cursed energy. One major benefit to his heavenly restriction is that Toji low-key is a problem for anyone using domain expansion with barriers, because the barrier would consider Toji, someone without cursed energy, the exact same as a building or a structure inside the domain expansion barrier, which is another broken attribute of Toji's heavenly restriction. And since Maki is stated to be his equal, since this is a Maki feat, this will also apply to Toji as well. The only exception would be if there's a physical barrier made. So say if Megumi used domain expansion, that would be a situation Toji couldn't exploit the lack of cursed energy that he has. Another exception would be if Maki or Toji agree to the conditions of the domain expansion, which they don't have any reason to agree to the conditions of the expansion because they're a walking hard counter to it. Moving on though, there are more benefits to Toji's heavenly restriction. Toji's body became built and honed to a point he could detect cursed spirits with just his human senses, which for reference, Maki for a time needed her glasses to be aware of cursed spirits. Toji, due to this, is considered to have superhuman strength, which given he's able to strike down Gojo makes complete sense. He's enough of a badass that when he gets resurrected in the Shibuya Instant arc, Toji pulls an Itachi from Naruto. Just as Itachi overwrote the Edo Tensei command, Toji overwrites the command controlling him and begins to fight on his own, killing with one punch and dominating a special grade curse spirit that Maki and Megumi and Nanami were all struggling with, which just shows you how big of the gap is between himself, where even a group of fighters that strong couldn't damage the cursed spirit, but Toji was able to do so easily. Literally, he's shown using Playful Cloud, a tool that is reliant solely on the strength of the wielder. Toji cracks Daigon's head with it, smashing his skull as easily as you crack a lobster leg. For perspective, not even Nanami's cursed technique, which forces critical hits, was able to accomplish this, and neither was Maki, someone who also has immense physical strength as well. Just as I said he was intelligent, his skill set also goes beyond being just a good strategist or being a monster with raw power. He's also what many people consider to be the weapon specialist in Jujutsu Kaisen. You name the weapon and he can probably use it, which is why we see him use a variety of different weapons stored inside of the cursed spirit that he carries, because depending on the situation and the Jujutsu sorcerer he's fighting, he's able to effortlessly switch between the different weapons that he sees fit in battle. This can range from using blades to swords to using handguns, where he's also an elite marksman. He's even got cursed tools at his disposal, including the inverted spear of heaven, a special grade cursed tool that has nullification powers that will affect Jujutsu sorcerers when they're battling. That's not hyperbole either, because that spear is what he used to literally cut down Gojo, seemingly unbeatable, limitless, and almost kill him. This is even more of a feat when you consider the fact that not even 20 fingers Sukuna's cleave was able to cut through Gojo's limitless when the two of them are fighting 1 versus 1, which is another testament to how broken that weapon is. Going a step further, remember the prison realm that Gojo was sealed inside of by Kenjaku? If we take Master Tengen at his word, had they been in possession of that inverted spear of heaven, they could have released Gojo from that prison realm easily. So literally the entire events of the Culling Game arc, it didn't even happen had Toji's spear actually been available to them. But you can thank Gojo for them not being able to use that spear. His raw speed was enough that his speed and agility allowed him to outright dodge Gojo's cursed lapse blue before Gojo even knew what had happened. And even further, Megumi literally scales his speed as being well above that of 3-finger Sukuna that Megumi fought earlier, and we see as much when he avoids a point-blank range stab attack, and this stuns Megumi because he's doing all this without cursed energy, and it makes him realize that Toji is exactly what Maki would end up being whenever she reached her peak. In fact, when he got trapped inside of Dagon's domain expansion, Toji's raw speed was enough that he could walk on water, despite the fact that he's moving so fast, and actually got faster as he was running on water, and he still had enough raw power to gut his way through all the Shikigami that Dagon was using. Now, it might be easy to say that Toji was able to get the speed advantage over Gojo because, Gojo was worn down due to his mission to protect the vessel, but a closer read of the manga actually implies the exact opposite. Gojo takes a look at this man's speed and goes, Jesus Christ, how is he moving this fast without cursed energy? And it's strongly implied that Gojo, up to that point in the story, had never seen speed of that level before. This is even more impressive when he says that this is what a fully realized Maki could be, because Maki was already fast enough that she was catching bullets in mid-air, and this is before Maki even powers up. So that tells you how fast Toji and his reaction speed is. That durability of Toji is also nothing to turn your nose up at either. surviving Curse Red, an attack strong enough that it completely vaporized a massive cursed spirit in Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0's movie and literally destroyed the building behind it just off the force of the shockwave, which led to the people nearby going, oh crap, Gojo's pissed off now. For further reference as to why this is such an incredible feat, this is the same attack that was strong enough that it literally drew out blood on Sukuna, yet despite being hit with this much force, Toji survives the attack and he doesn't even get a broken bone in the process. Again, doing all this without curse energy, this is showing why he's called superhuman. This is even more so the case when you realize that everything Maki is able to do in the current portion of the manga, it also applies to Toji, because the narrator tells us that they're literal equals. This Maki that you see was able to do decently against Sukuna in the Culling Game arc. This is Sukuna after having eaten 15 fingers at this point, so getting close to full strength, and even Sukuna was looking at Maki and going, she's the one I need to focus on first. This is even more impressive when you add in the fact that the durability that Maki showed by surviving a Mach 3 attack. An attack moving so fast it's literally Mach 3 speeds, which for reference, Mach 3 speed is a speed that a freaking fighter jet actually moves at. That would apply to Toji as well. But so as to avoid going into major spoilers, I won't be going any further on that, and I'll be saving Maki's feats for the Maki video that I'm working on currently. My question to you guys is going to be, where do you rank Toji in the top 10 of Jujutsu Kaisen characters? Or do you think he's not even top 10? While you think that over, click here to watch these other Jujutsu Kaisen videos.